Welcome to another MechSpecs.com video presentation. In tonight's presentation we're actually doing a user submitted build. Tonight we are doing the Spider SDR-5D, which is what you guys voted upon, you wanted to see. This is Mythweaver's build. It's called Mythweaver's Bravo, and I've built it and put it together, and we'll do a single drop with it just to see how it fares. It is a 30-ton light mech. In tonight's test, we've done none of the upgrades, none of the pilot tree upgrades, or the mech tree upgrades, rather. So everything you see here and in the following drop video will be bone stock. This mech itself features 2 medium pulse lasers, tag, double heat sinks, a 255 XL engine, which is the biggest engine you can stuff in this thing, 8 out of 8 jump jets, Guardian ECM. Let's take a look at the build and break it down. In the center torso, you've got the XL 255. You've also put the tag in there. The medium pulse lasers are over in the right arm. The jump jets, 4 jump jets are in the right torso and 4 jump jets in the left torso. Left arm has nothing in it, and the legs have nothing in it. Now this is a pretty expensive build because you've utilized everything from ferrofibrous armor, endo steel internal structure, and double heat sinks. So it is quite expensive to put together. In fact, I believe it costs roughly 9.5 million C-bills to put this thing together. So, my opinions of this mech, it's fairly well put together, at least from what I've seen so far. It seems to be optimized the best that it can be for the type of mech that it is. The medium pulse lasers are pretty high damage over the medium laser, which is my favorite weapon. The medium pulses were stuck on here to maximize the damage. It's very heat efficient. You'll notice it's got a 1.73 heat efficiency. The armor is pretty good considering it's such a small mech and you've got a lot stuffed on here. The armor rating is still fairly high considering. Its speed is 137.7. However, with all the upgrades and speed tweak and all that, I believe it bumps up to 151.5 kph. Overall, pretty good. I'm not familiar with this mech, so this could go ugly. It could go great. Like I said, we're going to do one single drop with it and see how it goes. No modules at all. For those of you that want to participate and have your build featured on MechSpecs, visit MechSpecs.com, register on the forums, and post in the appropriate area. And when we come up with the next user-submitted mech, you can participate and have your mech submitted and voted upon. Now let's do a pug drop and see how we do.
Reactor online.
Alright, let's get things powered up here.
Sensors online.
And give this Spider a go. Now, bear in mind I'm not familiar with this mech, so however this turns out, good or bad, it is what it is. Okay, for those of you that are not familiar with tag and programmable keyboards, I actually have a Levitron Mech 4 programmable keyboard, and I've programmed a macro for tag applications, which basically keeps the tag going consistently. And that, well, that makes it so I don't have to bind a mouse button to it and press it all the time. Tag runs until I chat. If I stop and chat, for some reason it turns off, but if I'm not using the chat at all, the tag stays on consistently, which helps with gaining experience. You get the spot, missile assist experience, all that kind of fun stuff, tag experience, whatever it's called, but you'll see what I mean. So right now, I'm noticing the speed is 137.7 without any of the mech upgrades, the experience upgrades, and I am positioning myself in a recon role.
Target acquired.
There's Alpha target. Let's see what he is. Alpha is a hunchback. So it looks like the enemy's in Echo 5, and I'm going to maneuver my way over and just see what their composition is. See if I can get a... Oh, looks like they've definitely spotted me, even with the ECM going.
Warning, incoming missile.
Okay, looks like a catapult, an atlas, a cataphract.
Warning,
Get some shots off at them. Wow, they really are not liking me. Okay, now that I've gotten a basic overview of what some of their mech
Missile.
composition is, I'm going to work my way back over to where my team's at. And hopefully this will either split up some of the enemy if they come hunt me,
Missile.
or at least get my ass safely back to where everybody else is at. Doesn't look like anyone else followed me. Any of the enemy followed me. So I will continue to maneuver around the caldera and work my way back to the safety of my team. Now you notice as I'm jumping, jump jets generate a significant amount of heat. On hot maps like this, it's really important to pay attention to that. It looks like
Target
we've
acquired.
engaged with a Raven, and he's running ECM, so I will come over here and assist with that. Doesn't look like he's super fast. I guess it's not any of the Ravens that I'm used to. But he's got tag as well, and he's running 2 streaks and 2 mediums, so he's definitely spotting for his team.
New target acquired.
Let's move on to something else and help out with this catapult, since he seems to be laying down missile
Enemy
cover.
base is being captured.
Alright, see, we got some spot target and experience and tag narc experience, and they're hammering him up pretty good. Maybe we can get this kill. Not really
Enemy base
familiar
is
with
being
this mech,
captured.
but we will circle. There
New
we go.
target
We circle of
acquired.
deathed him and picked up a kill. I don't really want to
New
mess
target
with all these
acquired.
guys, since I'm in the middle of 2 Atlases, a stalker, and whatever else is around. I got to egress from this area.
Enemy base is being captured.
We're still working on the capture. Looks like they're headed back to their base for the capture.
Heat level critical.
I'm going to have to override my heat here. Okay, let's just get out of this immediate area. There's way too much heavy firepower for this little mech to handle. Let some of my big brothers here take some of the brunt of the damage. And we will just continue to work the Atlas over, tagging and narking him. Little circle of death. Oh yeah, he's looking for me. Fortunately, I'm a fair bit faster than he is. Smart Atlas pilot will back himself up against the wall, which only gives you basically the area where his field of fire covers. Oh, he's jammed himself in between 2 buildings. Let's see if I can get him behind. No. Yeah, someone else got the kill, but the Atlas was taken out, so we will continue to look for other targets. In small mechs like this, you want to constantly
Target
be moving,
acquired.
because speed is life. Remember the light mech combat guide we did? So we will work on an Ilya cataphract
New
here,
target acquired.
and we'll get some points on the Hunchback and maybe kill this Hunchback instead, since he's crit CT. Ooh, they're banging me up pretty
New
good.
target acquired.
Just keep moving, switching my targets, keep this tag going,
Warning,
getting more
incoming
XP.
missile.
My leg's getting hammered up pretty good here. Time to get out of this area. And just keep changing my targets, assisting where I can, but constantly moving and never staying still in one spot for too long. Any one of these guys could probably splat me with the firepower that they're carrying. There we go.
New
We took
target
ourselves down
acquired.
2 kills. What's this
Heat
catapult
level
K
critical.
running?
Override engage.
Okay, remember what I said about the constant heat on hot maps, the jumping and the medium
Heat level
pulses.
critical.
Even though this is a really heat efficient mech, you still got to pay attention. So have your override button handy for places like this and for pitched firefights like this. Let's see here, gonna let my heat cool down a bit and work on his back. Now one thing you'll notice is even though you're working over targets pretty good, because it's a pug
target
match
acquired.
and there's not a lot of coordinated team play, a lot of people will get the kills from you because of the sheer firepower that they dish out versus what this mech can dish out.
Target acquired.
But it looks like we're cleaning this match up pretty good, 6-2. This mech can fly, I will say that. The jump distance on this thing is pretty crazy and definitely adds to your maneuverability. Alright, Raven went splat, and I guess that's it. That would be the end of the match. So 2 kills, and a lot of experience from assisting. I would say 200,000, 225,000 C-bills, and 269 damage, 2 kills, 5 assists. 200,000 C bills and 1,300 experience. That is not too bad.